Amazing friends, I hope you're having an awesome day. I am here for the Healthy Hot and Happy live series. We are in week 3, day 2, and this week is all about how to release weight for good. If you don't already know me, I am Jessica Joy, and I help moms do 3 things. I help them flatten their tummies, which includes repairing diastasis recti, flattening mommy tummy. I help them end emotional and binge eating, and I help them release weight for good. Hello, Jeff. Hello, Taylor. So today I have some juicy, it's one strategy and one brain hack that when combined, if you master this, like you will release weight. And honestly, these strategies can apply to any area of your life, and I'm going to teach you how to do it with food. All right, so let's jump right in. Taylor, currently in class, but I can't wait to watch this. Woo! Thanks for letting me know. So yes, be present in your class and rock the class, and then afterwards listen to this. This training is gonna blow your mind. Like, this is so good. All right, hello Miriam, good to see you. All right, so if you don't already know, hello Chelsea. If you don't already know, the majority of weight loss or weight release, whatever you want to call it, is based from your nutrition. It's about what you're eating, okay? And the problem is that we make a goal. It's like, I want to lose 30 pounds. And we make that decision. But to create that result, it's going to take thousands of little decisions. And those little decisions are primarily about what you eat, okay? And so this strategy is going to help you follow through with eating the things that you need to eat to get the weight release that you want, all right? Oh, thanks for saying hi, Miriam. If you are here, please say hi. Hello, Elise. Hello, Cambria. Ooh, yay. That's going to be fun. All right, yes, if you're here, say hi, say where you're at. I want to connect with you. All right, so what I'm teaching today is a bullet point version of what I teach and train my clients on. Okay, so know that this strategy is awesome, but for a lot of people, it takes some more accountability and some more guidance to get through the training on how to handle like the urges and cravings that I'm gonna be talking about. And it's also based in Brooke Castillo's method. All right, so I'm not gonna say that I created this. This is based off hers. She's from the Life Coach School. She's a powerhouse. I'm determined to make her my coach someday. She will coach me. She's so rad. All right. Hello, thanks for the love, Chelsea, and Molly's here. Oh, it's feeling good today. Okay, so here's the nutrition rule. It might freak you out at first. That is okay. I will give you some context, all right? So the nutrition rule is plan exactly what you are going to eat 24 hours in advance, and that's what you're gonna eat, all right, when that day comes. So it's like the day before, ideally the morning before of the next day that you are going to plan what you're gonna eat, okay? And here is why, all right? We have primarily 2 parts of our brain, prefrontal cortex and the subcortex. Prefrontal cortex is like the awesome part that makes us human, that makes us rational beings, that makes it so that we can plan ahead, all right? And we can like, you know, like craft like what we want in our life, all right? It's the planning, not the instant gratification brain, all right? The subcortex is more of a primal type brain. You can think of it as an animal brain, you can think of it as a toddler brain, but it's all about instant gratification and all about survival. Okay, so it's gonna just like talk you into doing all the things that you've always done. It's gonna talk you into eating all the things that are tasty and sweet, and talk you into like Netflix and chilling way too often. Okay, it's that brain, all right? So we get to master this balance between the brains, and they're both useful, but we just live in a modern era, and the primal brain was more based in like a survival type setting. We won't go into the science of that, mercy. Anyhow, so when you're planning your food, you are using your prefrontal cortex, okay? You're using that part of the brain that understands that instant gratification won't get you what you actually want, okay? And then when you're not planning and you're just making food decisions on the fly, you're using most often your subcortex. I would say 90% of the time. It's like, oh, what do I feel like eating? Oh, that sounds good. Oh, look at those leftovers. I want that. And you're like, crap, I was going to eat healthy today. Okay, so you want to be making decisions from here, not here. So that's where the planning comes into play. So Miriam, let's see. Slayas, I'm guessing that discounted Peeps aren't the best when it comes to food choice? Discounted Peeps? I don't know what you mean. Oh, Peeps. Like, I was thinking about people, but you mean literally the marshmallow treats. I'll let you know. I'll give you some, context for those, and you can decide for yourself, and decide what feels good for you. So in regards to choosing what you're going to eat in advance, you're going to want to focus on, healthy foods, but the goal is to set yourself up to follow through. Because I'm guessing most of us don't trust ourselves to eat healthy anymore. We've said it so many times, I'm going to eat healthy today, I'm going to follow that plan today, and we don't do it, so we've lost some of that self-trust. All right, so you're better off planning something that you can follow through with, so you develop that self-trust. So this can include having some Peeps on there. It's like, okay, tomorrow I'm gonna have this for breakfast, I'm gonna have this as a snack, and then after my snack, I'm gonna have 2 Peeps. All right, so it's not about creating something that's super restrictive. It's about planning something that you are totally aligned with, you feel good about. It's nothing being forced upon you. It's not some diet that you're like, I don't know if I can do that. It's something that you feel good about. It's going to serve you with weight release, and that it's going to, be something that you can do. So if that, especially in the beginning, if that includes, having dessert every night at first, then you can do that. The thing I will say to take into account is that sugar and flour are going to vastly increase your cravings and urges throughout the day. So the more of those you're consuming, the more cravings and urges you're going to experience. Okay, so I think for that reason alone, it's worth starting to transition them out of your diet. Like, I do not like having a lot of cravings throughout the day. Do you? They're annoying. They drive me insane. I'm like, shut up. Does that happen to you? So, if you start eliminating sugar and flour from your diet, you're going to be feeling a lot better. Along with some other things, like get your leafy greens, get your protein, get hydrated. There's other things to reduce cravings. But we're not going to go into that. So when you're planning your stuff, it's like plan meals and snacks. And then as far as portions go, this is another thing that I train my private clients on. But for a meal, then I always advocate using your hands. Let's get it out of calorie counting and tracking, unless it's a very short-term thing. So 2 fists of vegetables, 1 to 2 fist vegetables. Then you have a palm of protein. Yahoo, high five. Then you're gonna have a cup, a cupped hand of carbs. And then, so this could be a grain, this could be fruit, and then a thumb tip or a thumb based on if it's oil or if it's nuts and seeds for healthy fats. All right. Yeah, that worked out well. So that's kind of how you can use portioning. And then for snacks, just make sure your snack includes some protein, ideally some produce as well. So fruit or veg. All right. So you plan that out and you're like, Jess, but what about following through? I make this plan. I told myself I'm going to have a chicken salad, salad with chicken and this awesome dressing, for lunch, but it comes lunchtime and I don't want to eat it. Okay. Fair enough. You're human. We get it. The subcortex is trying to take over. Cool. Here's where the brain hack comes in. If you're excited for the brain hack, give me hearts. Give me a thumbs up. All right. It's called the urge jar. The urge jar. You're going to love this urge jar. It's freaking genius. All right. So it's going to hack your brain's reward system. Okay. We want that instant gratification. This is going to start training your brain to want to resist the urge. Okay. So you get the urge. that it's okay. Sorry, rewind. So you're about to eat the chicken salad. You go and open the fridge and there's leftover cake in the fridge from your birthday. And you're like, oh, your subcortex is all, oh man, like, it was my birthday yesterday. I'm just going to have a bite. Like, I totally deserve that, you know? And look, it's so good. Like, that's nice cake in there. You know, all these little things coming from here, urges. And you're like, no, I committed to following through on this plan. Okay, here's what's going to happen. You have a jar that's called your urge jar, and you have these glass beads. Okay, so whenever you get an urge that you don't want to, you know, eat what's on your plan, you're going to just let that urge sit there for 10 minutes. Okay, and this is something that takes, you know, perhaps more coaching, but perhaps not. You know, it depends on you. Don't react to the urge. Stay in an observer standpoint. It's like, oh, interesting. Like, my brain is just telling me all the reasons why I should have that cake, and I'm just gonna let it like sit. It's all good. Like, I'm not gonna freak out. You know, just choose to be like, oh, my brain's telling me this. Okay, and that's okay. How interesting. All right, 10 minutes. Once you pass the 10-minute mark, you put a glass bead in your urge jar, okay? You made it through that urge, and then you can go eat your salad. And then there are some different tools I talked about last week, but you get through that urge. Hello, Kirsten. Good to see you. So be okay with experiencing the urge. It is just your primal brain, you know, in survival mode, and you have already made a decision from your prefrontal cortex that that's what you're going to eat, all right? So over time, you start doing this. First few days are definitely the hardest. Get through those. After a week, there's gonna be a lot of beads in that jar, and your subcortex loves accumulation of things. Like, keep the jar out in the open. It's like an applause for all these urges you didn't respond to, okay? It's like you telling, it's you, like all this weight that would have been on you that's not on you, okay? Depending on what you could have eaten on that urge. Like, it could be serious pounds that you have released because you didn't, you know, respond to that urge. You were focused on following through with prefrontal cortex decision, all right? Hi, thanks for saying hi, Kirsten. All right, so your brain starts to associate that bead, that glass bead in the urge jar, as the reward. Okay, it's like, yes, this urge is here, that is okay, and it's going to feel so good to get that bead in there, and then you're going to be starting to lighten up. So let's talk about how we can put this together with weight release, all right? So like I said, from my standpoint, I don't advocate doing a lot of tracking or counting of food. I think it makes you overthink. I don't think it's sustainable. I think it can be a tool when it's needed in the short term. But I think a better supportive strategy is using portioning. Okay, now with portioning, no, it's not going to be as accurate, and that's okay. Like, when in the human existence did we ever count our food? All right, we never did. Like, it doesn't really like make sense. We get to become more in tune with our bodies and learn how to eyeball how to balance our plate and how to balance snacks. So that way, when you're on vacation, when you're traveling, when you're super busy and you just need to go to a salad bar, you know how to portion things. And you're not like, well, crap, I can't track it. Now I don't know how much to eat. Okay, so all about portioning. But it's like, how do you know that it's working? All right, so you will, in this protocol, you want to be, if your goal is weight release, then you need to be tracking weight. There can be a lot of emotional triggers when it comes to the scale. And so I admonish you or recommend that you detach emotionality from the scale and consider it just a track of measurement. It's just like a ruler. It's just like measuring a teaspoon. It's just how to measure something. If you get the feeling that it's like it's telling you you're fat, you're a failure, yada, 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 that's just your brain creating stories and creating meanings, and you can actually reframe those. You don't have to choose to accept those thoughts. Any thought that you experience, you can say, I choose not to believe that and change it to something that makes you feel good. I talked about this in last week on Monday's training. All right, so I won't go into it here. So objective focus on the scale. Weighing yourself every morning. Okay, so you ask yourself, did I follow through with my 24-hour plan of what I was going to eat? Yes, I did. Okay, what was my progress on the scale? And then after 1 to 2 weeks, if things aren't going down, then you know you need to adjust your intake. Okay, so bringing up vegetables, maybe reducing some grains, making your portions a little bit smaller, and then creating that plan 24 hours in advance for what you're going to eat. So you're choosing from your prefrontal cortex, okay? And you feel aligned. You're never doing something that you feel forced to do, that you're scared about doing, that you're like, it's going to be sustainable, it's healthy, it's supporting you, you feel good. It has nothing to do with restriction, all right? Kirsten, I have to go. I will watch later. Oh, thanks for letting me know. Good to see you. And enjoy the rest later. Yes, yes. Hello, Andrea. Hello, Autumn. All right, so I guarantee after doing this process, you're gonna accumulate lots of beads in your urge jar. Once you get to 100 beads, your brain is going to be wired a lot differently. Okay, and you will have learned to handle these urges from your subcortex in a way that you can still let them be there, okay, but not react to them, and still stick to the delayed gratification plan that you had. So you can use this, obviously, with anything, all right? It's a skill. It is a skill. And like I said, it can take additional coaching to master this, okay? Especially having accountability, especially having a more in-depth support about, like, how do you get through these urges? What if they keep coming up? How do I portion my food in a way that's going to support weight release? And so if you are interested in learning this and using this strategy, you see how it would totally work for your life, then send me a direct message and let's start talking about it. Okay, and let's get you moving forward so that you have a new plan that works, that gets you what you want, that isn't setting you up to yo-yo diet, okay, that gets you the weight release, and that's teaching you follow through with whatever you say you're gonna do, which builds your self-trust, which is going to change your life, okay? So if you want support, please send me a direct message. Molly Maxwell, Urge Jar is such a brilliant idea. No, but I won't take credit for it. It's Brooke Castillo, okay, of the Life Coach School. All right. It is so genius, and she has done all the science behind it. So it's not like, oh, this sounds like a good idea. It is all backed in science and neuroscience. I love neuroscience. Okay, I think it's just the bee's knees, because it's like we have access to this amazing knowledge that didn't have access to this even 50 years ago, all this neuroscience. And so it gives us tools to like hack our way through, it's like, it's like working with our brain. Okay, so we're not using willpower anymore. All right. So if you want support, please send me a DM. And if you want to move forward, just get started. Like, see how it goes. Get your urge jar today. Get your beads today. What are you going to eat tomorrow? Plan it out right now. Okay, I'm going to have this for breakfast. I'm going to have this. Do I feel aligned with this? Does this feel good? Okay, that's my decision. And then tomorrow you are responsible for following through with that. This may take some extra planning, some extra prepping, some extra grocery shopping, okay? You want to get into a system so that it doesn't require so much work, Repeating meals is a great one to do. It's like, oh, I'm having this salad 4 days this week. Cool. I just did that this morning. I made 4 salads for the rest of the week. Lunch is done. It's delicious. This is Waldorf kale salad. Oh, yummy. Okay. And I had to check and make sure I didn't have any in my teeth before I did this video. All right. So much love to you. Tomorrow we're going to talk about simplifying the heck out of exercise. And you are going to feel so liberated because we have this idea, a lot of us can have this idea, that exercise, you have to do a certain regimen, spend a certain amount of time on it, and it's not true. Okay, so I'm going to teach you the important key factors of what's going to get you great results for weight loss and what's like more loosey-goosey so that you can create a strategy that you know you will, at least somewhat enjoy. All right, if you hate it, you're not gonna do it. It's not gonna work. All right, hello staff, welcome. So this video is almost done and then the recorded version will show up. And for these videos, always feel free to watch them while you're doing other stuff, okay? While you're doing dishes, while you're folding laundry, while you're walking the dog, while you're traveling, okay? Sometimes I will have like my headphone on. Oh, I wish I had it, but I'll have a headphone in and then one out so that I can like, my kids are doing their own thing and I can still hear, but I'm like, I'm learning. Okay, I'm learning things that are gonna be changing my life. You don't have to be sitting down at a computer or at your phone being 100% present. Like, this is like just that principle alone, start using it. Commit to listening to something 15 minutes a day. That's self-development. It'll really change your life, give you some momentum, and give you some tools. All right, so I'm excited to hear from you. And if this was supportive, please share it. And we will see you tomorrow to talk about exercise. All right, take care.